Hello, I'm Sensei Kakuyo, North American contributor for Buddhist Global. Thanks for joining me for this episode of The Ordinary Buddhist. The title of today's Dharma talk is Give Me Shelter. Before we get into that, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be notified when I post talks in the future. If you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, that'd be great too. As I record this talk, a light sprinkling of snow is falling outside. When I spoke with a friend of mine who lives in Canada, he let me know that they were at 12 inches and counting at the time of our discussion. Winter has been here for a while, but if I'm being honest, this is the first day I really felt like it was winter. Yeah, it was cold, but I walked out on the porch today and it felt like all the heat had been removed from the earth. And I quickly turned around, went back in the house, and put on some warmer clothing in order to do my chores. Now, I've spent enough time sleeping outdoors, sleeping in unheated trailers, both in the Marines and just in my normal adventures, traveling the country working on organic farms. So I know what it's like to be cold. I know what it's like to not have shelter. And that makes me very, very grateful for the shelter I do have. It's not fancy by any means, but I have a roof, I have heat, I have electricity. I'm deeply satisfied. I feel safe, and most importantly, I feel warm. But the gratitude I feel for the physical shelter that I'm enjoying as I speak, and that I hope you're also enjoying, makes me think of the spiritual shelter that we also need. As humans, we live in a world filled with greed, anger, and ignorance. Life is not just physically cold, it can also be mentally, emotionally, and spiritually cold as well. Life is hard. And in the times where we have challenging moments, where the wind and the freezing rain beats against our coats as we travel through the world, spiritual shelter cannot be overrated. And that's what Buddhism provides. There's a reason that we talk about taking refuge in the Buddha, in the Dharma, in the Sangha. Because when we take refuge, when we follow the Buddha's example, when we study his teachings, when we build community with our family and friends in the Sangha, we are giving ourselves a refuge from the cold and the wind of daily life. It gives us a place to stay warm. So in the moments when our mind is filled with anger, we can chant. In the moments when we feel fear, we can call a friend. In the moments when we feel lonely, we can meditate and study sutras, and in that way be connected to a legacy and a lineage that goes back 2,600 years. The world is cold, my friends, but Buddhism is warm. Amitabha.